everyone, so just following on from my last video on EG, I want to break down this position that I took here. Took this with members on the sniper. So let's just break this down, right? We had a double top here and we had this session high. Now this session high goes all the way over to the left. So you've got our little accumulation schematic there that I've gone through. All the way over to the left. There you go. There it is, right? This is a session high that's been left behind, an Asia range that's been left behind, which is our ultimate high, right? So I'm looking to take a short from this area. And because it's the ultimate high, I'm quite happy to go in this on the tap. Now, I actually added a lot more entries that I'm going to show you later on. So I went like 80 lots on this. Wasn't even risking 1%, right? So don't think I've over leveraged. I've shown this on my IG, but I added to this position based on its validity and the fact that I thought this thing is falling, right? So first off, we have a double top. That's the last trade that I took on the last video for the nice 1 to 3, and you could have got a 1 to 3 pullback as well. But I didn't take the long because I believe in the short at the moment. Short from the high, buy from the low, right? Now, so I had a sell limit on this high. I had Asia range down here that needed filling, right? At that point, price came to that area and then had a little pullback, and then we're now just hovering around, and like I'm in this position at the moment. But so if we get rid of this, get rid of that. So a lot of the ways that I enter positions now are I will go, if I think an area is really good and I like it, I'll go half risk on the tap. Then when price comes back for a confirmation, I'll put on my other half risk, and then I'm full 1% risk on the trade. So prices came into this area, massive wick rejection. So I'm in at this point, and I'm looking for price to come down to fill Asia range. So again, the most important thing, every single day, I want Asia range to fill. And I can't say this enough. I don't think people give it enough credit that we need Asia range to fill every single day. So prices come to the high, I'm looking for the rejection. So I'm in at this point. And then we had news. We had GBP news. Sent it all the way down. It got to like 2.8%. And then it flew back up the high. But I held this overnight, right? So let me put my risk reward back on. Let's go. Let's put risk reward back on. Short. At that high. Looking for price to come back down to this low right here. And I didn't do full 10 pips because I don't need to. It was around here, right? Something like that. And then price came back up. So even though I was halfway to target, like no, because we had a lower low created, so sorry, a higher low, then we had a lower high, then we had a lower low created. So at that point, I'm like, right, I'm quite happy because we just made a lower low. Therefore, I'm going to hold this to then see how price plays out. Now, EG goes around 15 pips spread at night. I just made sure that my stop was back up here, which is far enough away from what was going on in terms of manipulation down at this point. And then we also left behind this OB at the high. So I realized that we could probably pop back up into this area. So the most important thing I'm going to show you in a minute in terms of the 4-hour entries that I'm talking about, we tap into it. Right, this is it. We tap into it and then we continue. Now, I decide to go back in at this point. So I've got an entry here at the moment, which is just hanging around, hovering. But if I now just go to the 4-hour and just show you, go here. Right, we have an evening star formation. We know that we've tapped into this high. We've got sold volume straight away. Made a lower high, lower low, 75% chance of a lower high below this point. We have Asia down here that needs filling. So we have a evening star formation. So on the evening star formation, this is the 4-hour candle that's closed, what we're expecting to happen is price to pull back up to the top of these wicks and where these bodies are. So when price pulls back up to that area, I'm getting back in. I'm getting back in to then look for our move to the downside. So just as you'll see now, price pulls back up. You want to enter, and again, this is because we're at the ultimate high, right? Don't just enter this at a random place in the middle of a trend. We're at the ultimate high at the moment. So I know that when price comes and hits this, we should now be rejecting. So I added about another 30, 40 lots at this point. And then price just starts rolling to the downside. Now, that 4-hour candle looks amazing, right? And you go, oh, in hindsight, it looks great. I wish I took it. You need to enter when price looks the most fearful against you, because that's the time that you're going to get your best sniper entry. And then we proceed, then dump all the way to the downside, and hit TP of this Asia range. So just bear that in mind. The main reason for re-entering is this 4-hour candle for the evening star, pull back up to where those bodies have opened and closed, and re-entering at that point now, because I realize that this OB has been mitigated already, but I'm showing you another way of justifying your entry point to make sure when you understand the original concept, breaks the structure, lower time frame confirmations, covering the high, now using the 4-hour as your confluence, is going to give you so much more information in terms of, yes, is there a bearish confirmation of the ultimate high? Yeah, then we're reversing. It's going to give you an opportunity to get in and capitalize on these great trades, which you wouldn't ordinarily have been able to capitalize on. So yeah, that was the trade that I took at that point. And then now, very, very quick, the only reason this is valid in terms of today's, because I've had to re-record this because the volume just messed up. Now, I had an area here that I was looking for. However, I have an evening star formation. I have a pullback into this area right here, and that is my new entry point, covering this high, looking for a move back down to the low, and it's already sat around just about 2% in profit at the moment. Okay, so I hope that helps, and I will catch you on the next video.